what if you could take static 3D scene and turn it into cinematic action movie? In this video, I'm gonna show you full workflow from script and 3D scene setup to AI generated action video using one of the best video AI right now. Yo guys, Steph here, and on this channel, I'm covering how you can create 3D characters with AI, object props, scenes, creating games and cinematics in Unreal Engine. And many of you actually asked to show how it can be combined with video AI, and here we go. We're gonna use Hailuo AI that has amazing control with start frame, end frame, camera motion and so forth. That makes it a perfect combo to work with 3D scene as a reference. Guided input is really powerful. You set the camera angles, characters, the composition, create reference images, and Hailuo will do the rest. And if that's not enough, also there is AI agent that will help you with the script, with the character generation and much more. All in one place, prepared so you can unleash your imagination. Alright, so the first step, we're gonna go to agents and let's ask straightforward how to create this and what will be the approach here. Immediately it helps me understand what will be needed. We're gonna need a script, we're gonna need some segments. For each segment, we're gonna need start frame, end frame. I'm gonna go with quite simple idea for this one. There will be a superhero, a bank robber. Superhero will prevent that and the policeman will arrest the bank robber. As you can see, AI helped me to break it down into fragments, and as you know, AI is capable of creating 6 to 10 seconds fragments, and that's more than enough to create a cinematic video. So I split it down in the pieces, I did few iterations, and you'll see all my conversation on the screen, and now I'm pretty much set to start creating images. I have everything all I need. I clarified all the stuff. I know how much videos I need, what are the duration, what are the setup, what characters I need, and so forth. That took me just 5 minutes to figure out with the agent. Well, now let's get started with the images. And inside Hailuo, you get access to best image editing model, such as Nano-Banana Pro, Dream 4.5. And I'm using those in 90% of my videos because they can do anything. And this is objectively best choice right now. Okay, and let's start to create characters. So it took me some time to experiment. I was using prompts that it suggested me, but here is the thing. I'm gonna use these images to create a 3D models then to create a scene. So I'm gonna create them in a pose as I usually do that on a plain background. And of course it has editing capabilities. So here you can see it created me a bag. I don't really need a bag, so I asked it to remove it. And of course it fixed it in one prompt. Then I started to create few more characters. Eventually I need a nice superhero, a policeman, and a robber. So robber is done. Now superhero, I really like this guy. Very Pixar-ish, exactly how I need it. I also created a version with outstretched fingers just so I can generate him in one go and rig him. And here's my set of character, it's ready. And if you want to try this amazing tool, the link will be in the description. Check it out. This is objectively one of the best AI generator with many benchmarks. Alright, so I used the reference to create a 3D models with. That was quite simple. There's many ways to do that. On my channel have plenty of videos of best and easy workflows to do that. In this one, we're gonna focus on scene composition. Here is my policeman. The Pixar models are created extremely well with AI generators, and textured version also looks amazing. And here's our robber, also ready to get on the stage. So now it's time to build a scene. We're gonna import everything in Blender. So I dropped the characters, I did a quick preparation as usual, like decimate a little bit. I don't really care about them to be high ends in this case because we're using them for blocking. Really. So I have all my characters here set, prepared, optimized. My scene is work fast, nothing special. Again, if you're struggling with that, there are other videos covering every detail that you might need. But the good thing here is we don't really need a high accuracy since that will be processed with Hailuo later. Of course, I quickly rigged the character so I can easily pose them and set the right frames. That's probably the most important reason why we're doing that, so we have full control over the views. You see my model is a bit broken because I rigged it in a pose, but we don't really care because it's a reference. And there's also a cool add-on called Mixamo Control Rig. So on top of the Mixamo rig, you can build a rig that will make it easier to set poses. Right after I did a blocking for the CT city where all the events will take place. Of course, you can also use realistic objects, but you can also take care about that with image generation and right prompting. So what I really built is a simple blocking of the scene, which represents road, some houses, a simple car, basically a van. I tried to make them different heights. All right. Then it's time to build up the camera views. So my first one will be the sitting superhero on the roof, and we're gonna position the camera like this. Here I moved his hand like if he is basically holding a coffee, and the camera view will be something like this. That will be my first view. Also, I set the environment map so it looks like a daytime. Then it's time to create a view for a robber, how he actually gets from the bank. He goes inside the car. Superhero will basically stop him, and the last scene, when job is done, our policeman will be basically arresting the robber. And when all 5 camera views are captured, let's move on to Hailuo to create images of start and end frame. Here I'm gonna show you what is my workflow look like. We go to image generation tab. I'm usually do it like as iteration until I get the nice view. You can also set the quantity to more than 1, and after a few rounds of editing and reusing the image, I actually get the perfect image. And remember, whenever you get something closer to what you need, reuse that image and add it on top of that. That's how you basically work with AI. I did exactly the same with the rest of the frame, like first when bank robber is leaving the bank, and the second frame when it's actually loading the money in his van. You can see all the process on the screen and my prompts. Then repeat the same processes, and the cool thing is that you have all the control and the image models here following the prompts very accurately. So here you can see I created the view I liked, and then I say like, okay, let's add up a bit more realistic view, and here's the final frame. This looks exactly Pixar style. Now we have 5 scenes, and for each we get a start frame and end frame. It's time to move to the video tab. We're gonna drop the prompts we get from the scenario. Again, agent can help you to do that. We're gonna select a camera control preset. Definitely give a try to all of them. They are simply amazing. It's way easier than describing it in text. So now I'm gonna drop a start frame and end frame. Let's choose the quality. Let's choose the duration. I'm gonna go 1080 with 6 seconds because this is a short frame, and I'm gonna press generate. Usually I use quantity 2 or more to save time and choose the successful generation and move on. For example, in first generation, it actually throws away the coffee to the city. I don't think that's appropriate, but luckily another generation was making more sense. Okay, we're gonna do exactly the same thing with our other scenes. Here we go, 2 generation. I was impressed with the type of movement it can replicate, the actual Pixar style. After a few iterations, I actually get what I need, and we're moving to the next frame. Done, and here I created the last one. And just like this, we created whole 30-second cinematic video with our characters from our 3D scene with full control over camera views and the script. This is of course just an example of the workflow, but it's amazing how fast you can create with AI right now. This is not a replacement. This is an amazing tool that you can use to give light to your amazing ideas. Let me know what you think, like and subscribe, and see you in the next video.